Hello, and welcome to the Rough Idea Podcast. I'm John.
I'm Sylth.
And I'm Connor.
And today, we're talking those gosh darn video games. With lots of different topics to talk about. So first I want to talk about the Pokemon Go Holiday Update, because Pokemon Go is a game that so many people were playing, and I'm still kind of playing sometimes, and I've not really gotten into the Holiday Update, so I just want to talk about it. So, firstly, the stuff that's in the Holiday Update. Firstly, and most importantly, I feel, Pikachu and Raichu have Santa hats.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that this changes the game at a real deep level.
I think the metagame's going to shift a lot. It's going to go a lot more to the Santa hat Pikachus and Raichus.
I've caught 2 Christmas Pikachus already.
I've not found any, and that just depresses me on an immense emotional level.
I think we can see Pokemon Go catching up with Team Fortress as a best hat simulator.
Yep. I mean, it's definitely getting started. This is where Pokemon Go gets started. Next, we'll be having Sandshrews with builder hats, Mankeys with karate belt hats.
Squirtles
Karate
with the
belt
glasses.
hats.
Yes, exactly. And then they added... Finally, they're starting Pokemon of the next generation, so the Gold and Silver generation.
I heard that they haven't actually added them yet.
No, they've added 6.
Yeah, they've added 6
And
baby
it is the
Pokemon.
baby forms. Yeah.
Well,
And you
it's a
can't
start.
even get them from the eggs you currently have. They have to be eggs that you've caught after the update.
Oh. Well, poop.
I've got
Well,
8 eggs.
my thoughts on Pokemon Go are the same as they were when it came out, in that until it has Quagsire, fuck that game.
That's an admirable stance to be
Because
on.
Quagsire is the one true Lord and Saviour.
Yeah, he's up there. I like Quagsire. It's his expression that really...
Yeah, it's
brings
just
such
so
a-
happy. All the time.
He's just doing his thing, and I respect that.
I just want more Rowlet.
Rowlet is pretty strong. It's
Everything needs more Rowlet.
the Bulb.
On that note, I completed Pokemon Sun. That game's good.
Yeah, I
Now
beat
most people
Moon.
are into competitive and have been watching. There's a tournament recently, right? Yeah, it's been a good time.
Yeah, but the
There's a new baby Pokemon for
true
Generation
star of Sun is, of course, Guzma.
Guzma.
Oh yeah, your boy.
Guzma.
Your boy
Your
Guzma.
boy.
Guzma.
He's your boy.
He's been a standout hit. Him and Professor Cookie.
Kukui. Kukui.
I like Cookie actually. I never had to say that name
No.
out loud. So I in that moment I was very confused, but no. Professor Cookie. I think that's the right
Well,
pronunciation.
I knew I was going to love Professor Kukui, like half an hour into the game, where he used the line, "My body is ready."
Is Professor Kukui just Reggie's in-game insert?
Yeah, he's Reggie's spirit animal.
Yeah. Just shirtless all the time. He's a part-time wrestler. Although that's not confirmed. There's no confirmation.
Oh no, totally.
No,
Super
it's,
secret.
Yep, nobody knows if he's... I think he knows the wrestler, the famous wrestler, the masked something. I can't remember his name now.
Masked Royal?
So yeah. Masked Royal, I think that's
Yeah.
the famous Battle Royale battler.
Something that surprised me with Sun and Moon is that they're really dark for Pokemon games.
Nice.
Yeah, very much so.
It's just like, oh, by the way, did you know Pokemon eat each other?
Yeah. And we eat Pokemon.
Yeah.
Also, there's lots of death. You visit a graveyard and there's a little kid
Oh
who's like...
god. That story.
Yeah, it's the little kid who's like, oh, when people under the ground, they're sleeping forever, aren't they? It's like, oh.
Was it? Did you see the Machamp one?
No.
It's one where it's like there was a horrific accident and the man died, but he managed to put his Machamp in its Pokeball before it hit, so the Machamp survived, but now it won't ever go back in its ball.
Jeez.
That's just like a creepypasta.
But it's so sad.
Yeah. Oh man.
And I can't remember. I think it's before Po Town, where the I forget his name, the Dark type Kahuna.
Oh. Uncle Nana?
Nana, I think, maybe.
Nana? I can't
I'm
remember.
not. No one hold any of
He's
us
cool.
to those names. But he's just like, oh yeah, I'll be sure to return your body to your family. And it's like, whoa. You
There's
said
a
it
lot
was
of just
about.
phrases they throw out, which are just like,
Yeah.
wow. This is
And of course, the
nice.
massive meme that is press A to pound.
Oh yeah.
That whole scene, they had to have known. It's
Oh,
like
they
the
knew.
flavour
They
from the rare bone is filling my mouth.
Yeah. It
They
makes,
must
it makes
have
me so
known.
happy. No, they totally did. And, like, the localization team were probably giggling to themselves the whole time. While they were doing that, and that, to me, just,
Yeah,
it's something to be experienced.
it's those beautiful self-aware moments. Like the
Yeah.
two grunts, or the Ether Foundation employees, where it's like, you beat us, but we still don't have to tell you anything.
Yeah. Do you know the bit where it's just the two grunts talking to each other? It's like, oh man, we should really get name tags. Why? Both of our names are Grunt.
Yeah, it's like, all of us have the same name.
Yeah.
Uh,
Grunt A and Grunt B. And it's like, what? Don't you recognize us? Oh, it's because we were standing the wrong way. Oh, we'll just swap sides.
Yeah.
I like the guy who has a existential crisis when he sees you sitting in Guzma's chair.
It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Ah. Did any of you notice the sign in Guzma's hideout?
No?
It's
What
in the
was it?
back of his room and it says, bless this wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Oh, there we go. There we go. That's good.
It's beautiful.
Team Skull in general, man. I think
Oh
they've
yeah,
done an
they're
excellent
best
job.
villain team.
Yeah.
They're the best.
They're both simultaneously goofy and not sinister. Probably just more goofy.
Oh
I don't
no,
know.
because
They're just great.
there is an actual sinister antagonist to Sun and Moon, and it's not Team Skull.
It just feels like Guzma's taking care of them like
Yeah.
weird little
I
children.
get the feeling we might want to post a spoiler warning in the comment in the description this time round,
Maybe, actually.
because we might have gotten a bit heavy with the Sun and Moon spoilers.
Okay.
Anyway, news.
Yeah. It's just I completed Pokemon and it's excellent. If you haven't played it, it's
Yeah.
a bit hand-holdy. It's
For
very
the
heavy on
first island.
story. The story is
Yeah.
really always in your face, much more so than in the previous games, but it's excellent.
I find that
Really
a good
excellent.
thing, though.
I mean, I think it's fine, but it kind of gets annoying when you just kind of want to walk in a direction and just do your own shit.
Yeah.
But I'm glad the story is actually involved. But I think there's a better medium. I think X and Y had a good, medium point between that. Right, anyway.
Anyway, news.
So next bit of news. Final Fantasy 15. Square Enix have recently come out and said that even though they have a season pass, they're planning to do a lot of free DLC stuff.
Yeah, they're overhauling the end of the game, aren't they?
They're overhauling a lot parts of the different story.
Yeah, like the last couple chapters and stuff, they're just saying, fuck it, we feel we can do it better.
Yeah, I mean, they said they're adding cinematics, they're adding stuff about different characters which they didn't feel like were properly fleshed out.
But
Which-
that feels
and-
kind of really weird that they can do that and the original ending will just be lost forever.
I mean, I don't think it's the direct ending that's happening. It's just bits that help with. They're adding bits which would make the ending make more sense.
And it's really weird. Because I can't see any real, financial reason for them to do it, other than they just feel like they could improve the game.
Yeah.
And for a company, that's very unusual.
To me, I think it's. So I have two things that go through my mind when I think about it. So the first is they genuinely are like, we want to make sure we retain sales. We want people to tell, we don't want this to be like, oh, the game's great, apart from Chapter 13, which I've heard very bad things about, by the way. I've heard Chapter 13 is the worst. Or It could be all this stuff that they were planning on doing was meant to be in the game, but they're like, right, we have delayed this game for like 10 years, and we don't want to delay it anymore, so we're just
Yeah,
going to cut these bits
maybe.
out, which you don't really need, and then we'll put it, in later.
But
So,
unlike Capcom, they don't say it.
yeah, pretty much.
And then people don't get annoyed.
I mean, poor Capcom. Those poor guys. They got a lot of shit for Street Fighter V in its release, but hey.
Speaking of which...
Oh, I just remembered something. Capcom have actually talked about bringing back a lot of their old franchises that they haven't touched in a while, and the one that I was most
I heard
excited
that.
was Dino Crisis. I love Dino Crisis.
Oh man, Dino Crisis was...
They've actually said, like, they want to go back to old stuff, which has got a lot of people hyped for things like maybe Darkstalkers.
Darkstalkers
or
amazing. Morgan.
Or, of course, the real dream for a lot of people being stuff like Rival Schools.
Yeah.
Or,
oh, goodness, yeah.
I want to see something new about God Hand.
God Hand was super swell.
Because God Hand was the best. Like,
yeah,
Marvel
I
vs.
played,
Capcom Infinite, give me Jean.
please.
And give me Azura from Azura's Wrath.
Azura's Wrath was really weird but sweet at the same time.
It was anime as fuck, and I loved it.
It felt like the game One Punch Man or game Gurren Lagann. It's just everything you do always just exceeds what happened 30 seconds ago, and it just keeps getting crazier and crazier.
And you body the planet.
Until you body the planet, yeah. Which is phenomenal, really.
It's a great game.
I just want a new Dino Crisis where the only idea isn't there's dinosaurs, but now they're in space?
Space. To be honest, I did say as well, one of my recommendations for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, they need to throw in a Velociraptor from Dino Crisis.
Yes, I would main Velociraptor from Dino Crisis. And hopefully that would be its name as well. So where it's like Captain America or Mega Man X, it'd just be Velociraptor from Dino Crisis.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
I mean, honesty is the best policy. It's just...
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And you know what? I think we'd all be better off for it. We can add Velociraptor from Dino Crisis into the leagues of fabled characters, like Captain America, and Zero, and Amaterasu.
Mm.
So, there was other Capcom news, correct?
Yes, Street Fighter V Season 2 is out today. And there's been a whole bunch of character changes that I probably won't go too in-depth into here.
Is Karen good? That's all I want to know. Because her laugh was the only reason I liked that character. And I feel like...
Apparently Karen has been... I can't remember whether it was like a full buff or nerf. I think it was like a birth.
Okay, cool. I mean,
I don't think she's been strictly like buffed massively or nerfed massively. I think she's just been changed.
Okay. Does she still have a laugh? This is very important.
Oh yeah, she still has oh ho 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 ho.
Okay.
I'm happy. My main has been buffed quite significantly. Jury might not be trashed here anymore.
Jury's the
Hopefully.
Korean kicker, right?
Yeah, the Taekwondo fighter.
Yeah. She's neat. I liked her in...
Yeah, I will always go for a Taekwondo character where possible.
Yeah, she's pretty sweet.
But yeah, the best thing is the updated Rage Quit system. The previous Rage Quit system was pretty much you lose league points, which some people don't care about. And I think you have like a certain amount of Rage Quit just sort of allocated a day before they start like docking you points, which means some people would go, oh, I'm allowed to do this.
Yep.
Which is being a dick. But now they have a way I much prefer, which is public shaming. Because not only are you more likely to be matched with other people who rage quit if you rage quit a lot, there's also a mark put on your profile.
It reminds me very much of the Dota 2 low priority system.
Sort of, yeah, but rather than being put in your own kiddie pool, you're more likely to be put in matches with people who are. But you can still be against other people. You'll just be
Yeah.
given a mark of shame.
Shame. And I mean, I think that kind of public humiliation actually is really effective, because people, like, they don't want people to look at them and see, like, oh, these guys are, shitter, or he's a rage quitter, he's a baby, or whatever. Which is why I think Dota 2's low priority is excellent, just because you get to put in the pool with the other stupid people, basically, and unfortunately people with bad internet. But that's a different story.
Yeah.
Do we know how it works? Like the rage quit system, is it just if you like Alt F4 out of a game or hard reset or something like that?
We don't know exactly what they're looking for. I think it's just leaving matches while they're in progress.
Okay. So the internet problem still might be there, but I'm guessing if it's like a
probably
thing.
Yeah, but it's to do with it happening a lot.
Yeah, sure.
So
that's fine.
Apparently you can. Oh, right. Apparently, as well, if you rage quit too much, you can be temporarily locked from online matchmaking.
Good. Again, that makes.
But I think they did that. I think they did that anyway.
That's fine.
They've also added direct input controller support, so you can use PS3 controllers on the PC version.
Sure. Cool. I guess that's fine with me.
I mean, considering I have a PS3 fight stick, that's very
excellent.
good for me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's excellent. A lot of my fighting games when I was playing them on PC, Street Fighter 4 in particular, I had to plug my PS3 controller into my PC, and then because the PS3 controllers didn't work sort of naturally, I had to download an emulator from online, which emulates the PS3 controller into an Xbox 360 controller, so my computer thinks it's an Xbox 360 controller, and then with that I could play controller games with my PS3 controller.
Oh yeah, I've been doing that up until now with Street Fighter 5.
Yep.
It's nice that that's actually being officially supported now.
Thank goodness.
Rather than having to use a there is a term for it. Something like Joy to Key, but other software is available.
Yeah, it was. Yes, I think I used
or
Xpadder. Like Joytech.
There's some other ones.
Motion Joy, maybe. I think I used
Motion Enjoy. Motion Enjoy. As I said, other software is available.
Right. So the next bit of news: Denuvo has been removed from Doom and Inside. Yeah, so Denuvo is basically the latest and hottest piracy prevention program. So it sort of falls on from the line of Securom, those kind of things.
Use Securom.
I hate Securom so much. It was awful.
Nothing quite beats Spore.
God, Spore, that poor thing. It was.
You're only ever allowed to install it 3 times.
Yep.
I feel like I'm missing out on something here. What was up with Spore and that last thing you said?
Securom.
Well,
yeah.
Spore's DRM, its way of stopping piracy, is whenever you bought the game, you were only ever allowed to install it 3 times, and after that you just had to buy a new copy.
Yeah.
That's
which
really
made
shitty.
it the most pirated game of all time.
Yes. Which brings me nothing but joy, actually.
Mostly people who'd already bought the game and thought, fuck it, I'm not buying it again, I'm just going to pirate it now.
Yeah, and I mean, that's totally fair, I think.
And yeah, I have absolutely no ill will against those people at all.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if the EA at some point thought that was okay, which is what annoys me, it's like, they're like, yeah, this is fine. People buy our game.
Oh, yeah.
And, we're going to just screw them over like that. So, whatever. So, people aren't exactly 100% sure on why Denuvo is being dropped from Doom and Inside. There's some theories going around. One of the more notable ones is that Denuvo is basically been extremely, extremely good at stopping piracy. With some games like Just Cause 3, it still hasn't been cracked, which is nuts. So what people are thinking is because pirated versions of Doom and Inside have appeared on, all the various torrent websites, they think that maybe Denuvo has some kind of return policy. So they say to a company, all right, we'll make sure your game isn't piratable. And if it is, we'll give you your money back. But in exchange, you have to get rid of Denuvo from the game. So that's what people are thinking is that's it really. It was cracked, so they were like, okay, cool. Well, we'll have our money back then, please. And that was that. Which is
That makes some sort of sense.
yeah. I think it's really impressive how strong Denuvo's been, though. I remember there was lots of sort of hubbub in that kind of community where it was like, this is really hard to crack, and we may be moving towards the end of easily piratable stuff. But now
I mean,
it's cracked, so people are like, yeah, whatever. Probably
the
not.
3DS took a while as well.
Yeah.
So
For
companies are getting better.
And I mean, they're less intrusive as well, which is
Mm.
the best. I mean,
I remember the old days where it used to ask you a weird question and the answer was in the manual.
those were incredible, though. I remember
Oh, yeah.
a funny story related to that. I think it was the release of Crisis 2. So their way of age gating it was they showed you a picture of a tape and a tape recorder. No, it was a VHS. And the question was, what three-letter acronym is this? Or what is this object? In brackets, like 3 letters. And you just had to type in VHS. So obviously, if you're a kid, you have no idea what that is. But obviously, if you're of that age, it's fine. You're like, oh, it's VHS.
I liked what they did with the Leisure Suit Larry games. Before you start each game, it gives you like a little adult questionnaire where they say like, who was the 38th president of America or something like that.
The thing is about that, I've watched some people who were of the age to play Leisure Suit Larry play it, and they couldn't do the questionnaire.
Yeah, but I mean, the internet exists nowadays, so it's a lot less effective.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately. But I love that.
A lot of those quiz stuff is just like people would just do scans of the manual.
Yeah, exactly.
For the other ones, it's like,
Man, manuals.
But it's a shame. Yeah, it's a shame manuals just aren't a thing anymore.
Yeah,
because when I was little and we got a new game, it would always be you'd sit in the back of the car and you'd read the manual.
Yep, exactly the same.
Cool manuals are a lost art these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're usually just a sheet.
Just don't cover it.
Yeah, like where I work, I get to see all kinds of different types of games from different types of generations of consoles. And when you get to like PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox, you get like the thick manuals. And now with PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, it's just like, it'll be like mostly adverts, maybe 1 or 2 pieces of paper that you'll just throw away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be one sheet.
With nothing really
with like a website
interesting on it. Yeah, it'll just be a website, which is lame.
Oh, that's so sad.
Truly a lost art. So, next bit of news. Assassin's Creed movie. That's apparently been given to some reviewers, and they're not huge fans, which is...
Is it out yet?
I have no idea when it's meant to be out. But, I mean, reviews are about as expected. I mean, I did think that if anything, with the way they were going about it was going to be decent. I thought Assassin's Creed would be the kind of thing that might convert a bit better. Especially as they weren't basing it off of a game directly.
Yeah,
they were just doing a thing in that universe.
That, again, to me, feels like the best way of doing it.
I thought that it would turn out, like, mediocre at worst, or best.
Yeah. I didn't think it'd turn out great, but I didn't think it'd turn out horrible. I mean, and things aren't out fully yet, so it could still turn around.
It could be like maybe what happened with Warcraft.
Yeah, Warcraft was mostly critically disliked, but
the fans loved it.
Generally, the public are a lot more lenient.
Yeah, which is okay. You know, we are the public as well.
Well, yeah, but the film was also
the film
was aimed at
it's
fans,
just I'm a dick.
And the fans liked it.
I quite like the Warcraft movie. It was weird. There's a lot of.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's all right. I feel like
I haven't.
You kind of need to know different parts of the Warcraft lore, which is what it shouldn't have done. But hey,
Yeah, it should have stood on its own. And for me, I don't. My only knowledge of Warcraft in the whole is a teensy tiny bit of Hearthstone.
and I mean Hearthstone is the best place to get your lore. A card game based on the universe.
Yeah, that's it. That's literally all of my World of Warcraft or Warcraft world
Knowledge. And that's
knowledge.
You know what? Sure. I played a lot of WoW, so that lore to me is known. I'm no expert, but I know it quite well. Right. So is anything else? Any other opinions on potentially Assassin's Creedness? I mean, I was never excited for that movie. I remember thinking and seeing trailers, and I'm just
I was more intrigued but cynical.
yeah.
I mean, that's generally me in a nutshell. But
And that's okay. But
on the whole, I do think it's a good idea to just do a movie set in the universe of a film, not of a game, rather than basing it off the game. Because you're not... One thing that is often touted as a problem with video game movies is you're removing an element of interactivity with the film or
Sure.
the media, because you're normally part of the story and then you're just a bystander in a movie. But if you're just setting it in the same universe but not making it draw many parallels with the game, you're not removing that. Which is why a lot of the ones that have done better don't actually have that much to do with the game itself.
I remember
Warcraft is pretty much just a normal fantasy film if you look
Basically.
at it.
yeah. I mean, it changes some
the
low points, but yeah.
Yeah. Like the Hitman one, fairly noddy action film. But
I like the Resident Evil series.
and yeah, again, nothing to do with the games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's strange how.
And then there was the
strange
Angry
how-
Birds movie, which apparently people liked.
Hey, I thought the Angry Birds movie was okay.
That was neat.
Exactly, and again, absolutely nothing to do with the game.
Not even a little bit. Apart from that, there were
That's
birds,
the secret.
and some of them were angry.
And there were pigs.
Yeah,
There were pigs as well. Yes,
there were pigs.
the pigs were cool. I just want to put that out there.
But yeah, that's the secret to making good game movies. Don't make them about the game.
Yeah, in the same token, I remember, I think it was the Avatar movie, like the James Cameron movie, Avatar. Their game of the movie wasn't like the movie. It was this own different blue guy who was doing his own stuff around the movie. And they did the same thing for a Tron game as well, the Tron Legacy game. It was another character, and he was like set before the movie, storyline-wise, who helped some of the events in the movie happen.
But were those games terrible?
The Avatar one, yes. The Tron one was apparently okay.
That reminds me of
Nothing
the
special.
Matrix one, where the game let you play as just a random person who was stuck in the Matrix.
Yeah.
But apparently it wasn't very
But I know
good.
it was cool with Path of Neo, where you get to the end, and the Wachowskis actually go, if the game ended the same way as the movie, it wouldn't be satisfying. Because it actually stops the game. The Wachowskis turn up and go, you're probably expecting some big boss, aren't you? Because it's the end of a game. Sod it, have a giant Agent Smith made out of garbage.
I think that's a good way of doing it. That's probably one of the better ways of doing it.
Yeah. Or you could go the full way and do the X-Men Origins game where it's better than the movie.
Yeah. I mean, some of the X-Men movies are really bad.
Origins.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty bad. There we go. Right. Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 3 is launched. I annoyingly don't have a lot to say about this, because I was really excited for this. Well, wind back in time, Walking Dead Season 1, Telltale, getting rave reviews, and I was like, sweet. but I want to be able to play it all, sort of keep going and playing it, right? So I get it during a Steam sale, and I'm like, excellent. And I play the first three episodes, and I'm like, I love this. It's engaging and interesting, and the story's fun, and I finish it up for the night. I just finished chapter 3, and I'm like, wow, I can't wait to start chapter 4 tomorrow. So the next day, I wake up excited, like a child on Christmas, and all my save data has been wiped. So I've never gone back to that game, which makes me very sad. That's a game people are very excited about. It's got Clem, and she's great, apparently. And the reviews have been pretty good. The first episode is out. People are digging it, because the Walking Dead games have been pretty exceptional. Season 1 was really, really good. Season 2 apparently it was okay, and this one apparently is starting very strong.
Season 2's end was kind of weird, because depending on your actions, you could get pretty different endings. Like Season 1's ending, it was a pretty definitive ending, and you knew exactly, okay, this happens, and the season ends. But with Season 2's ending, it's like, well, this happens, and you go to this location and meet these people, or this happens instead, and you set off on your own, or something like that. So, and both scenarios seem pretty like possible, and even though one of them felt more like soul-crushing than the other one, because you've been in the soul-crushing world this whole time whilst playing the game, it still seems reasonable enough.
I mean, here I will admit that I've never really paid attention to Walking Dead as a franchise.
It's alright.
But if it's gone to that level of diverging storytelling, that's quite interesting.
Well, that's the thing. I haven't actually seen the Season 3 content yet, so I want to find out which
so it
ending
might just pick
with.
one and say, this is where it goes.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't do that.
Maybe the other endings were just psych!
You're actually here now.
Yeah, we chose an ending for you, don't worry, guys.
Now do the old Prince of Persia games thing, where it just stops and goes, actually, no, wait, that's not how it happened.
Yeah. God. That game was good.
That's how the new what's that? The people who made the King's Quest games.
Yeah, Sierra.
Yeah, they made a new
Bard's Quest that came out. No, not Bard's Quest. King's Quest.
Yeah.
The new King's Quest.
Yeah.
Where you died, and it's because it's him telling a story, and it's like, so you're telling me you died?
He's like, no, that's silly. It actually happened this way.
Yeah.
And then you get to try again.
I kind of appreciate those breaking the fourth wall things in moderation.
It's like Batman. I think it was Arkham Asylum. Whenever you died, it'd have a boss taunt you or the Joker taunt you.
Yeah, that's the Arkham games.
That was smart stuff.
See, after Arkham Asylum, I found it really hard to get into the other Arkham games. Because Arkham Asylum just felt like it was in a nice enclosed location, but with a whole open world thing.
Ooh, city.
Ooh, city, open world, we're so modern.
And then vehicle platforming.
And then it died a quiet death. Rest in peace, Arkham.
Oh, Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Let the bat die.
Those games. Right, moving on. So PayPal have done it again. They've leaked the start date of the Steam Winter Sale. So
nice.
Starting the 22nd of December, the Steam Winter Sale is going to begin. And like every year, it's going to be as nuts as always, I think.
Cool.
Just a shame my wallet is rather empty.
Yeah, well, I mean, it might be even emptier by the end of the sale. The Steam sales to me are almost like gaming religious events. It's like these big times of year where it's like everyone comes together. You post memes of Gabe Newell and it's really
Oh,
time to
Lord
come
and
together.
Savior Gabe Newell, all praise.
Hey, Ben. Godspeed.
Uh,
And yeah, PayPal have done this 2 or 3 years in a row, where they have a promotion where like if you spend $20, you get like some cash back, and they specifically say it in relation to the Steam event, which is between these 2 days, and then
you really think Valve would stop trusting them with that information?
yeah, you'd think so, but
Maybe,
maybe
they
Valve is
let
just
it
like,
leak
"Ah,
on
fuck it," and
purpose.
people can get excited.
I mean, considering Steam Greenlight and how that's happened, I think Valve say, fuck it to a lot of things.
They're just like, oh, it'll sort itself out. We'll see what happens.
Bless this
Oh.
mess.
Bless
Yeah.
yes, indeed.
That's the best mess it definitely is with Steam Greenlight.
Yeah, bless it.
What was the statistic? It was like 70% of all of the games on Steam were released this year or something.
Yeah, something like
It's
that.
yeah.
It felt kind of soul crushing.
It's sad.
I mean,
It's not surprising,
so
but
on the surface
disappointing.
level, you sort of think to yourself, oh, that must mean loads of new games came out. This is excellent. Loads. It's easier to get into game making, and people are making more and more quality products that are worth going on Steam. And then that is not the case at all.
No, because Digital Homicide exists.
Yeah,
And then
several
after
companies
playing
which just make
the
trash.
10th Minecraft survival game, you think maybe this wasn't a good
Yeah.
idea.
Maybe I don't need another one of these, which are just assets from the Unity store and look like ass.
Maybe quality control is a good thing.
Maybe if they just had one guy, just like at the end of the month, he's like, "All right, you're the green light guy. Go through the games, see what they're like." And then,
Yeah.
they draw lots from a hat. He spends like a week going through the green light games, and he's like, "Oh, these are awful." Apart from this one.
They just go around the Valve office, drawing straws,
Yep.
and whoever gets the short straw has to troll through Greenlight.
Yep.
It's like,
I mean, I think that would be the
shit,
best way of
I'm
doing
in
it, though.
charge of the Steam Greenlight shit pile today.
Get on a hazmat suit and walk into the green
Yeah.
light chamber.
It-
Oh god, I've never seen shit of this magnitude.
Oh god,
And afterwards
it's
you have to
green
cleanse
because
yourself.
it's all toxic.
Incredibly toxic and poisonous. I've heard that many people have died during this purging process.
It's how Valve thins their employees.
Yeah, the weak ones don't come back alive. They say Gabe Newell has survived 4 green light cleansings. And he just seems to get stronger.
Yeah, he feeds off it.
Yeah. Maybe one day they'll make episode 3. The strength of all the dead green light games.
It's how he gains eternal youth.
Yep.
And chins.
Hope he stays strong. I love you,
Yeah.
Gabe Ben. Me and him share a birthday, fun fact.
Ooh.
Cool.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Now that you mention it, you kinda look alike.
No, what? No. Definitely not.
You both wear
I have a
glasses,
bushy beard.
but you want one.
That'd be good. Right, so, in other Steam news, the Steam Awards. So around the time of what was Jeff Keighley's game show? Was it just the
Game
Award
Awards.
show? Game Awards. Steam were like, hey, we're going to do our own awards thing. And they called the Steam Awards. And around that time, they had a bunch of categories. And they were like, okay, we're open now. So throw in some suggestions for these categories. Because it was people going on the Steam store and voting for game based on a category. And now the nominees have been chosen for each category. So I'm going to go through all the categories, and we're going to talk about sort of each of them. And the categories themselves, I think, are pretty good. Like they're quite.
Did you
different.
say they were user voted?
Yes, they are.
Nice.
There's no way that can go badly.
I mean, well, we'll see. So the first category, the villain most in need of a hug award. The first game,
Right.
Borderlands 2, then Dead by Daylight, Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4, and then Portal 2.
Right.
So to me, all those seem like fairly standard. I quite like that the Dead by Daylight's in there. Like it's the multiplayer game with one person plays as like an 80s slasher horror guy. I guess he probably would need a hug.
I mean, whoever he's hugging probably wouldn't survive.
No, but he would be hugged.
I'd probably say
The hugging would happen.
I'd probably say the guy from Borderlands. What was his name?
Jack.
Handsome Jack.
Handsome Jack.
Handsome.
He doesn't need a hug per se.
No.
Really? Is that what
maybe.
you think?
And how does that make you feel?
Yeah, Butt Stallion. That's how it makes me feel.
I'd probably go with Far Cry 4.
See, I don't really know anything about Far Cry 4, but Far Cry 3, I like that villain a lot. And Portal 2, GLaDOS, and Wheatley, exceptional.
I think the guy from Far Cry 4 feels like you need a hug.
Well, the thing is with Pagan Min is if your character sort of does well by him, he seems like a fairly chill guy apart from the murder.
Apart from the murder, which, I guess is a important addendum.
Well, that's why there's the secret ending thing to it.
Oh.
Where he sits at the table, he has to take a call and goes, wait there. And that's normally where you'd leave. But if you do wait, he just is really nice to you. And he goes, I'm so sorry, I just had to do something there. What was it? You came here to, like, place your mother's ashes or something? Oh yeah, I'll totally let you do that. And then you can just go.
Dope. Like, how long do you have to wait? Is it, like, a long time? Or?
It's like half an hour.
Nice. I'm glad someone waited that out.
I want to look
just
that up
to see.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a really cool little thing.
I like secret endings.
I think Undertale should have gotten a nomination in this.
Oh, shut up about Undertale.
Yeah, I guess.
That was a fun game.
Yeah, that's it. Undertale's a good game.
It's fine.
It's just got a horrible fan base.
Yeah.
That's a different story, unfortunately.
That's its own Steam Greenlight area.
Games.
Yeah. Right. Category number 2. I thought this game was cool before it won an award.
Undertale.
Euro Truck Simulator 2. Paladins. Starbound. Stardew Valley. Unturned. So...
Right, I have an issue here.
Uh-huh.
In that I don't give a flying fuck about any of those games.
So, Stardew Valley is great, and I love that game. So that's what I'm going to be voting for. Everything else I don't really care about.
Same here. Stardew Valley is the only one I've actually played.
I mean, Euro
I'm
Truck
going to
Simulator
say
2,
Euro Truck Simulator.
I think that is good for a meme vote, but that's as far as
Yeah,
it goes.
because I don't care, so I'm going to go with the meme vote.
Yep, that's fair. Next category is the Test of Time Award. Age of Empires 2 HD, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, Sid Meier's Civilization 5, Team Fortress 2, and Terraria.
How old is Terraria?
It's fairly old now. I think it came out like 2010, maybe?
That's not that old.
I have a feeling one of those games stands out quite significantly against the others for old games.
HD.
Yeah.
It came out 2011, Terraria did. Civ 5, release date. 2010.
Skyrim was 2011.
Yep. What was else? Team Fortress 2.
I'd probably go with Team Fortress.
2007.
I'd go with Age of Empires. Because Age of Empires is what, like 2 decades or something old? I don't know. But it's still getting updates.
Yeah, with the new HD thing, it's getting a new expansion as well soon. It had one already,
Yeah.
and now it's getting another one. And in the first time in 10, 15 years, Microsoft are doing an event for it. They're like a Microsoft-sponsored event for Age of Empires 2, which is nuts
It's
to me.
crazy.
But
Yeah, Age of Empires 2 came out September 30th, 1999.
okay.
Yeah, so nearly 2 decades old.
But
Mm-hmm.
do they have hats?
I mean,
This is
not
a very good
customizable
point.
hats. No, that's right.
And you do make a very, very strong argument.
I mean, this is gonna be tricky.
Mm.
What's the next category?
Right, the next category. The Just 5 More Minutes Award. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Rocket League. Sid Meier's Civilization 6. Fallout 4. And Terraria.
Probably Civilization, because you keep thinking, just one more turn.
Civ 6 is... I mean, all the Civ games in Civ 6 right now, for me, which is incredible, definitely has that going for it. Rocket League, I think, is really good too.
Yeah, Rocket League's a strong contender.
Terraria, it's like, Terraria to me is what Minecraft could have been.
Yeah.
Terraria is actually a game. Minecraft is just a shitty sandbox, in my opinion.
It's a shell. It's a shell of a game.
It's Lego.
With mods, it becomes a game.
Mm.
No, Minecraft is like
And
the generic box of Legos, and Terraria is like Lego Batman or Lego Indiana Jones.
So
yeah, it's like
actually
when you
goes
get a
to-
Lego Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a whole thing, but it's in parts.
Yeah. So I would probably go for Sid Meier's, but Terraria and Rocket League are close seconds. I mean, if you're into Counter-Strike, you'd probably vote for Counter-Strike, because people who are into
And
Counter-Strike
I love
are
that
really into
we're not
Counter-Strike.
even considering Fallout 4.
I mean, I didn't play it, I've just heard overly meh things about it, so...
It's okay.
Yeah, unfortunately
It's
that's
stunning in its just alrightness.
And it's,
It's so
Right.
guys.
yeah, like, wow, I've never met a game which is so,
I actually heard that someone tried to do a pacifist run of Fallout 4, and
yeah, they nearly broke the game.
Yeah.
excellent. Right, next category is the Whoa Dude Award. So, Bioshock Infinite, Doom, Grand Theft Auto 5, Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
so whoa dude seems like it would best fit Doom.
See, I'm going to say Doom as well, because any award that isn't won by Doom should be won by Doom.
So, I think it's sort of in two parts. The Whoa Dude, it's like meant to be like, whoa, mind is blown, which is why Bioshock Infinite's there. But Doom, I think, has that, but it's just like, oh my god, I've killed this enemy in like 30 different explodey ways, and it's still fun, so... yeah, I think Doom, probably. That's pretty
Doom
sweet.
is a good game.
Right, next award. The Game Within a Game Award. Gary's Mod, Grand Theft Auto 5, The Stanley Parable, Tabletop Simulator, and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt for Gwent.
Gwent. Didn't they make an actual Gwent?
Yes.
Yeah,
Gwent
they've
is
made
actually-
a standalone Gwent game.
Yeah, it's not out yet. I think it's in open beta.
I'm gonna go with Gwent.
I'd put Gmod within up there if it wasn't for the fact it says game within a game.
Yeah. Gary's
And
Mod
Gmod isn't really a game on its own.
Yeah, totally. It's, I mean, it's good. All the games within Gary's Mod are excellent. I've played a lot of different Gary's Mod games. You know, the obvious Trouble in Terrace Town and Prop Hunt. Then a load of different, like...
Yeah, TTT's a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird alien mods where it's like you're on a space station and then some people are aliens or traders and then you sort of do that and it's a lot of fun, but I would never call Gmod an actual game. I think you're right in that.
Not on its own, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say the Stanley Parable.
It's
But that's not really a game within a game either. It's just a game.
it's a meta narrative about games and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But it's not really a game within the game. Yeah, you're right. I guess I've not played Gwent, so I feel a bit cheap voting for it. But Witcher 3, because people seems to super dig on that. Tabletop Simulator has the same problem as Gmod.
Yeah. It's a platform.
Yeah, a very good
So
platform.
yeah, I'll say Gwent.
So yeah, Gwent, I think.
Next.
Right. The I'm not crying, there's something in my eye award. So, Life is Strange, To the Moon, This War of Mine, Undertale, The Walking Dead.
D, all of the above.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only really, of any level of knowledge of two of those, and those are Undertale and To the Moon.
For me, I know about 4 of them. I've not played Life is Strange, but I've heard it's sad. The Walking Dead, I watched a playthrough because I was so frustrated. Undertale is incredible.
I've watched a playthrough of Life is Strange 5 times.
That's a lot of Life
Each
is Strange.
playthrough by a different person.
I hear a lot of people gasm about Life is Strange.
To the Moon was really good. This War of Mine, I felt, did it best, linking mechanics to the game itself, because there's not really any moment where it's like, oh, this character is going through a bad time. It's like, well, to survive, I have to kill this woman and her child, or I can just steal their stuff, but then they, starve to death anyway. And then you get to see them slowly starve to death because you stole their food. And mechanically, it links that the best, in my opinion.
And there's, the expansion that adds children, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're doing all this while trying to give children, a normal life.
Which, invariably, doesn't work out very well.
Oh, no. But
so
I'm probably going to go with To the Moon.
yeah, I think Undertale, Walking Dead, we've already talked about. It's very good, but yeah, I think Undertale. This War of Mine is close, though. I think Undertale just because I like it the most, and I think it does it just purely narrative-wise the best job.
I guess I'd go with Undertale.
Yeah, Undertale's way up there.
Yeah, because
Yep.
Life is Strange was pretty good, but its ending would possibly ruin the entire game for some people.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, it just depends
I'm
how
going to
much
check that
are
out
you
at some point
interested
anyway.
in the story.
Yeah, that's something that I want to check out too. Alright, the next category. The Best Use of a Farm Animal Award.
Right.
Ark, Survival Evolved, Blood and Bacon, Farming Simulator 17, Goat Simulator, and Stardew Valley.
See, I'm not particularly big on any of those, except for the
Goat
fact
Simulator.
that I've never heard of Blood and Bacon,
Neither have I.
but the name puts me immediately on board.
I first thought it was going to be The Witcher 3 expansion, Blood and Wine, but no, it's Blood and Bacon.
The Witcher 3, Blood and Bacon.
Yeah, that's a lot catchier. So my vote goes for Stardew Valley. Definitely not Goat Simulator. Because fuck that
Can
game.
I just say, I just had a really weird image of Geralt of Rivia beating someone to death with a rack of ribs.
I mean, I think that's good. I think that would put it up there. If it was Blood and Bacon, The Witcher 3 expansion, I think that would definitely win. But
Featuring the adventures of Geralt of Rivia.
yeah, Ribia, yeah.
Yeah, I'm punny.
Yep, puns. They're pretty great. Stardew Valley, definitely for me. Alright. So, now what happened was Valve were like, oh, we have one more category, which is, it's a user-created category.
Oh god.
Apparently, this was so popular that they added 3 more in, instead of just one category, which they said. So, the first is the Boom Boom Award. So, Broforce, Doom, Just Cause 3, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, and the Kerbal Space Program. Which the Kerbal Space Program I find very funny because those fuckers
I
die.
take exception with this for one reason. Borderlands 2 isn't on the list, despite the fact it has a boss called Boom Boom.
It does, and that's actually a shame. Yeah, you're right. That should be there.
See, I kind of... I love some of the stuff people have done with the Kerbal Space Program, so I want to give it to that, but at the same time, you don't get that many explosions if you're good at the game.
Yeah, the aim is to specifically not have any explosions. Whereas Doom or Just Cause 3, they're all about those explosions.
But the thing is, when I play Kerbal, I get a lot of explosions.
You've had hundreds of thousands of Kerbals die. And you know what?
Because
you're okay with that.
I'm both not very good at Kerbal and a sadist.
Yeah, so why not? Right.
Yeah.
Next award. The Love-Hate Relationship Award. Dark Souls 3, Darkest Dungeon, Dota 2, Geometry Dash, and Super Meat Boy. This is the really hard game, and you're probably going to get flamed category in Dota 2's case.
I'm going to say yes.
Yep.
That's my response.
Well, I was never infuriated by Dark Souls. It's hard, but certain
Actually,
bosses.
Yeah.
But
as far as Dark Souls go, Dark Souls 3 wasn't a particularly tough one compared to 1 and 2.
I mean, 2 wasn't that bad either.
Parts of 2 were just bullshit.
I mean, Blighttown in Dark Souls 1 was very bullshit.
But then you get the Shrine of Amana in Dark Souls 2.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. China's shit. That place is really annoying and infuriating in every single way. So I think I'd still vote for Dota 2 though, or Darkest Dungeon.
I'm gonna go with Darkest Dungeon.
Really good, and sometimes things are going just super well, and then the enemy boss just crits your guy, and you're like, well, fuck. Now I'm just lose, and then you come back and you get a town event, which are new, where there's been a riot, and you lose more of your guys, and you're like, cool. Well, this is basically unrecoverable. So yeah, that's that. So probably Darkest Dungeon or Dota 2 for me. Right. The last two categories. The Sit Back and Relax Award. Abzu, City Skylines, Euro Truck Simulator 2, Mini Metro, and Vervid.
What's Vervid?
I have no idea.
Okay, so the only two games out of that list I know is City Skylines and Euro Truck Simulator.
I mean,
I
know Abzu. Abzu was made by the same guys who did Journey.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Abzu. I haven't seen that much of it, but I've seen more of it than I have the other games.
Was Abzu the one that looked like it was some kind of ballerina?
No, that is something else. Abzu is like an underwater, you're a diver, and you sort of dive around.
Mm.
And there's lots of different animals you can jump onto. Oh, it's Viridi, and it's basically you have your own plant pot on your computer and you grow plants. That's the game. There we go. Right, next category. The last category of the Steam Awards, the Better with Friends Award. So, Don't Starve Together, Gang Beasts, Golf with Your Friends, Left 4 Dead 2, and Magicka.
There's no duck game there.
Okay, no, that's a shame. That game was excellent.
It was.
All of those are really good.
Yes. I'm going to say Magicka because you can make people crash their desktop.
And that was my favorite ability.
Or the arse mines.
Yes. I really liked the just summoning a lightning bolt because it was so quick. And sometimes you just kill yourself, so it was even more. It was even better because then you'd have to go back to a checkpoint and you'd be like, all right, we'll play seriously this time, and then you thunderbolt again and immediately kill yourself. And it's great.
Best way to
Gang
lose
Beasts
friends.
is just fun. Golf with your friends. So I was given this on a whim by a friend of ours, and it was amazing. Just playing. We spent like 2 hours playing stupid mini golf tracks, and it was. Golf with your friends is just a game where you play mini golf with your friends, but then you can have silly modifiers like your ball is twice as big, or your ball, every time you putt it, is a random different shape. So sometimes it's a cylinder, sometimes it's a pyramid, sometimes it's a square. And obviously that makes it very difficult sometimes to play golf with those shapes. And that game is just really stupid and fun. Left 4 Dead 2 is just good.
Yeah, it's just Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, and Magicka is amazing because you just kill your friends over and over.
And Gang Beasts is pretty cool too.
Yeah, just rolling around, wrestling people, picking them up, throwing them off, cheering. It's good.
I'd probably say Magicka.
I think Golf with Your Friends, just because it's the most recent example of one of these games, which I've played a lot.
I don't have enough friends to play games with.
Aww. Someday, don't worry. And those were the Steam Awards.
Brought to you by
I think it's really
Hydrobot.
cool they did this. Sponsor. God, no Hydrobot. Hydrobot is not. No. God damn it, Hydrobot.
The Hydrobot is yes.
No, please.
This is just a room filled with Hydrobots.
The slick Hydrobot.
Slick Hydrobot. What do you think, Hydrobot? And then that fucking robot would stand there. And then there'd be that Street Fighter thing, which they showed twice for no reason. But that's something else.
See, they didn't need a reason. Because it's the shit Hydrobot.
It's the worst and best thing.
Hydrobot wanted to see it again.
But memes win. That's the thing. Memes win.
Which makes me both sad and incredibly happy.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think this was really cool, actually. Everything they did. It's just another silly way of having like an internal competition with people, where it's like I think it was for a Christmas event, everyone was put into teams.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was a summer event, I can't remember exactly.
I think that was summer.
Like
I can't remember.
Team. Yeah, I think it was summer. They do silly events, and that's great. And right, I think we're coming up to time. So, is there any closing words we want to part with?
Yes, actually. It's Soul Blade's 20th anniversary, and Namco have seemingly done shit all about it.
It's because Namco doesn't care.
It's basically all that's happened is a Soul Calibur pachinko machine. When it's been coming up to like 6 years since the last Soul Calibur game. No.
What?
About 5-ish, 4-5-ish.
What better way to celebrate Soul Calibur than a pachinko machine?
I don't know, maybe a new Soul Calibur game.
What better way?
Pachinko machine based on Hydrobot.
You know... God damn it, Sylth.
I'm on a Hydrobot kick right now.
Yeah.
It's all about
Hydrobot for Soul Calibur 6.
He's so slick.
This is why you wanted to do the Game Awards episode, isn't it?
A little bit. There was also good games.
Like Hydrobot.
But yeah, Hydrobot.
It was the best of times, it was the blurst of times. Thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah.
We're gonna bid you all adieu, so bye-bye.
Bye-bye.